Hi guys, this is Venkat Reddy. You are watching Java Mozo. In this video, I am going to explain why we should not use float and double data types for critical calculations like currency. I will start this video by writing a simple Java program in which I will show what happens if we use these data types when accuracy is very important. Let's see the example. To explain that with an example, I am writing a class called decimals test, and in this class I am writing two methods. The first one is test floats, in which I will be taking three local variables. The first one is number one. This variable I am assigning with some value. In the same way, I am taking two more variables with the name of number two, and the last variable name is number three. In this method, I am performing some operations on these three variables. First, I will sum these three variables. Then I will multiply the sum with some number. Now I will print these two results. I am writing similar kind of method to test doubles as well. The name of this method is test doubles. Just I am changing this data types and also removing this. Just I am calling these two methods from main method. Just I am saving this class inside this folder. Now if we see in this test floats method, we have written three variables and we are adding all these three variables. When we add all these three variables, the result of this three variable 0.09, and then we are multiplying some of these numbers with 3. Now the result should be 2.7, like this is zero point 0.9, and after multiplying the sum of these numbers with 3, we will get 2.7. In the same way for doubles also. Let's see what is the result. Now just I am compiling that class here. It was compiled successfully. Now I am running that decimals test here. Just before running this, remember that sum of numbers should be zero point 0.9, the result should be zero point 0.9, and multiplication of that sum should be 2.7. That should be for float and double. Let's see the result. When we see the floating point results, sum of numbers is giving something else, like instead of zero point 0.9, the result is zero point 0.9 point something. And if we multiply this number with 3, it should be 2.7 point something, but it's 2.7. When we analyze this double data type results, instead of zero point 0.9, it is resulting 0.89 point something, and the multiplication of the sum is instead of 2.7, it is resulting something else. It's clearly stating that float and double data types are not accurate for decimal calculations. Actually, this is not what we are expecting, but this is the classic behavior of float and double data types. Now, what is the solution for this? How to get exact results for decimal points? The answer for this question is big decimals. In Java, we have big decimal to handle all these kind of situations. Programmers will do mistakes until they don't have idea about a big decimal. Now let's see how to handle the same situation with big decimal. Just I am extending the same class to provide a solution with the big decimal. I am writing one more method here with a name called test big decimal. Again, inside this method, I am declaring three variables called number 1, number 2, number 3. Here, it's very important to choose right constructor. That is, use strings in constructor. Otherwise, you end up with same issues that you were trying to avoid. I am passing this point 3 as string to this big decimal. The same way I am taking two more variables here. I will perform the same operations on these three variables. First I will sum these three numbers and then I will multiply the sum with 3. 1 dot add dot number 2 dot add number 3. Now I will print the result here. I need to import this big decimal here. Dot match dot big decimal. I haven't called this method, just I will call this method here. Just I'm recompiling this. I'm running this again. Now if we analyze this results of big decimals, the sum of these three numbers is accurate like zero point 0.9, and when we multiply this zero point 0.9 with 3, it is resulting to 2.7, which is also accurate. With the help of big decimal, we have achieved accuracy. Now you might ask a question, why can't we use big decimal instead of float or double? The question is valid, but the very important thing when you are using big decimal is a object. The operations that you are performing on this big decimal object are slower than primitive types. There are application areas where thousands of arrays need to be processed. In those cases, the performance get affected very badly. So the best thing here is, in case where accuracy is very important, use big decimals. Otherwise, it's better to use primitive types. I hope this clears why we should not use primitives when accuracy is very important. Thanks for watching my video. I hope to see you in my next video. Please don't forget to subscribe.